Okay, I'm about to say something very controversial, but your charisma is more important than your looks. And in this video, I'll not only share the 5 ways you can become charismatic as fuck, but at the end of this video, I'll also share the top 5 charisma killers so you don't accidentally start repelling people. An average looking guy with more charisma is more likable, more attractive, and more successful than a good looking guy with zero charisma. This is why you see average looking guys with really attractive girls. And no, it's not because they have a big bank account or they have some genetic superpowers that you don't have. It's simply because they are charismatic as fuck. And charisma will make you more popular, more successful, get you more opportunities with girls, and just overall make you a more likable person. So if you're average looking, don't worry about it because charisma is a superpower. And let me show you how you can learn it. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Saqib. I'm 22 years old and I'm just sharing the lessons that I learned so that you can get respect from men, attraction from women, and become the most successful, attractive, and confident version of yourself. So if that sounds good, scroll down and click on the subscribe button. With that being said, onto the advice. Okay, here's the thing. I wasn't the most attractive guy in high school. I had no charisma, I had no confidence. And when I used to have a crush on a girl who barely noticed me, you know what I used to do? I used to tell that one guy in class who I knew could not keep a secret. I used to tell him that I had a crush on this girl. And I would hope for him to spread the word. And once he did, that girl finally took notice of me. That was me shooting my shot. Meanwhile, I saw other guys who were uglier than me. Like, no offense to those guys. They're pretty good guys. But they were uglier than me. And they were going out on dates with girls that I used to have a crush on. And I used to start obsessively comparing myself to those guys and try to see what they have that I don't. And that really took a hit to my self-image. And you know what I did? Instead of trying to become better, instead of trying to become more confident or more charismatic, I coped by telling myself that those girls were really not that attractive and that those guys were not going anywhere in life, that I was going to be the super successful person they were going to come work for me. That was me coping, when in reality, I was just a loser. My looks stopped me in high school because I didn't know that there was something more important than looks. So if you're going through something similar, or if you're just an average looking guy, or maybe even a good looking guy, charisma will make you the most popular guy in your social circle. It will help you get more girls, get more opportunities in school, college, business, or anywhere in life. Okay, I've rambled on for too long, so here's the first way to become charismatic as fuck. As Dale Carnegie would say, be lavish in your praise. Some people are so deprived of compliments that if you just give them one compliment, they would remember that for the rest of their day, or maybe even the rest of the month. Do you remember the last time someone gave you a compliment and you thought about that the entire day? Yeah, that's what happens when you give someone a compliment as well. They think about that the entire day. As a result, they can't help but like you. And on top of that, the more they think about you in a positive light, the more they'll like you as well. And not only that, just giving someone a compliment and making their day, it just makes you feel a lot more positive. And when you're in a positive mood, you're naturally going to be more charismatic. A quick warning for this is to not overdo this. Because if you're giving a lot of compliments, you're just going to come across as a tryhard. And you don't want to be that person. If you're wondering what compliment to give someone, just look at that person and honestly ask yourself, what is it that they have that I can honestly admire? Is it their looks? Is it their outfit? Is it their hair? Is it their shoes? Is it their ambition? Like, whatever it is, just find something that you can give an honest compliment on. And I'll tell you a funny story about this. I was at Walmart like a few years ago, and I was just going about my day. I was doing my shopping, and one guy, he was with his family. He was with his mom and dad. He was with his sister probably, and he just randomly complimented my tie. And it was years ago, but think about this. It was years ago, but I still remember the fact that he gave me a compliment on my tie. And that one compliment made me like him a lot more, even though he was a stranger. And years later, now that I'm talking to you today, years later, I still remember that compliment. That's how powerful a compliment is. Because the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. So if you can compliment someone, if you can make them feel appreciated, they're gonna think about you all day. And not only that, they're gonna like you a lot more as well. Just one compliment and I'll bet that person will be thinking about it for the rest of the day. What a wonderful effect to have on someone. The second way to become charismatic as fuck is to make people feel important and welcomed. If you obey this law, you will make people like you. And the way to do this is by becoming genuinely interested in other people. The next time you're talking to someone, ask them about their weekend. Ask them about their goals, their hobbies, what made them get into their hobbies. Make it all about them. This will make them like you a lot more because no one really does that. Everyone is so focused on talking about themselves and how great they are and what they did on the weekend, but no one really focuses on the other person. So if you can just do that, if you can make it all about the other person and their hobbies and their interests and what they like, they can't help but like you. Because like we talked about in the first point, the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. I would also add that human beings want to feel important and welcomed. So if you can make someone feel like that, they can't help but like you. The hallmark of the charismatic person that I've seen is that they talk to every single person. They talk to the popular guy, the nerd, the CEO, the janitor. They make everyone feel important and welcomed. And as a result, they're seen as more charismatic. Most guys, I don't know about women, but most guys are completely invisible. They walk through life with no one talking to them, with no one asking them how their days are going, or no one giving them a compliment. And in any environment that you're in, I can bet that 50% of the guys there feel completely invisible. Make those people feel welcomed. Make those people feel important. Talk to those people. And if you can do that, if every single environment that you're in, you make everyone feel welcomed and important, especially that 50% of the guys who feel invisible, if you keep doing that, before you know it, almost everyone in every single environment you're in likes you, and you've officially become the charismatic guy. The third way to become charismatic as fuck is to come into the interaction with a slightly higher energy than the other person. When you're about to talk to someone, show that you're excited to see them. Make them feel important like we talked about in point number 2. Because energy is contagious. People nowadays seem to have no energy and they're always in this negative bubble in their life. So when you're coming to the interaction with more energy, with more positivity, even if it's for a few seconds, you make people forget about all the negativity in their life. As a result, they can't help but like you. And if you can make people feel good just by talking to you, they will be addicted to you like a crackhead addicted to coke. Number 4, be the source of positivity. Like we talked about in the previous point, everyone's a downer nowadays. Everyone's always living a negative life. So if you can be the guy who makes them feel good about themselves and makes them not have negative thoughts, they will be addicted to you. And as a result, they can't help but like you. This is why I hate the whole Sigma male grindset bullshit, because all it does is tell you not to care about anyone else, tell you to be cold, and tell you to start your villain arc. Listen, I tried to live like that, and I can tell you right now, it will kill all your chances of success in every area of your life. You can have the best personality, but if you're trying to be more Sigma and you have this look on your face like you're about to steal someone's kidney, you won't come across as very charismatic. Look more friendly and be the source of positivity, because it will make you a lot more charismatic. And the final way to become more charismatic is to shine a light on your shortcomings and your insecurities. Most people try to hide their shortcomings and their insecurities. They try to make themselves look better, to try to make themselves look good. But if you do the opposite, if you can admit your shortcomings or your insecurities, it shows confidence. And confidence is a hallmark of the charismatic person. And not only that, being comfortable with your shortcomings or your insecurities makes you a lot more relatable, which eventually makes you a lot more likable. And as a result, you seem a lot more charismatic. If you're kind of nervous about this, I totally get it. So I'm going to go first, and I'm going to talk about 2 of my biggest shortcomings or insecurities to show you that it's not a big deal. The first one is that I have a weird pronunciation of some words. Like, English is not my first language, and as a result, I sometimes mispronounce a lot of words. And I also have bad grammar when I'm talking to people. So people can probably pick up on that. I don't care. I'm trying to get better at it. So maybe a year from now or 2 years from now, I'm going to be a lot more fluent or better at speaking. And the second one is, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it kind of looks like I have dark circles under my eyes, which I don't. I've had these since like I was a kid. It's not dark circles because I get 7 or 8 hours of sleep every single night. For whatever reason, I have these dark circles, and it makes me look like a walking zombie. So again, I'm also working on this, so maybe an year from now, I will not have these anymore. But I just want to point out 2 of my shortcomings or insecurities to show you that it's not a big deal. Everyone has them. So don't worry about it. Shine a light on them, because it will make you seem a lot more confident, a lot more likable, and as a result, a lot more charismatic. So those are the 5 ways you can become charismatic as fuck. But as I promised at the beginning of the video, I will also give you 5 charisma killers that will absolutely kill your charisma and make you accidentally repel people. Charisma killer number 1 is complaining. We already talked about how if you can be the source of positivity, you're going to be a lot more charismatic. Complaining has the opposite effect. It will make you seem a lot more negative, and as a result, you're not going to come across as very charismatic. Charisma killer number 2 is being boring. Charismatic people make other people feel good about themselves. They can't feel good if they're bored. Number 3 is always talking about yourself. Again, Charismatic people make other people feel important and feel welcomed. You can do that if you're always talking about yourself, if you're always talking about how good you are. Charisma killer number 4 is just being a leech or providing no value. Charismatic people are people of value. They give value to others, whether it be helping them out with their homework or helping them out with a business or a social life or whatever it is. Charismatic people are always looking to provide value to other people. And they don't just take value, they're not a leech. Let me give you an example. If let's say you're asking for help in homework from the smart kid and you're not giving him anything in return, then the value exchange is uneven. He's giving you a lot more value and you're giving him nothing in return. And as a result, you become a leech. But if let's say he was socially awkward and you helped him become more charismatic and you introduced him to some of your friends, then you have provided value to him as well. So now he's helping you with your homework and you're helping him with his social life. So the value exchange is even. And charismatic people are always looking to provide value to other people's lives. And the final charisma killer is always playing a character. We all know that one guy who's always playing a character, who's always pretending to be someone he's not. And all he's doing is just telling people that he is not comfortable in his own skin. Charismatic people are always being themselves and they're always looking to improve themselves as well. They are comfortable in their own skin. They don't pretend to be someone else. And as a result, they seem a lot more likable, relatable, and charismatic. So now you know how to become charismatic as fuck. So use these tips in your daily life and let me know in the comments what kind of results you get. If you've liked this video and you want to become the most successful, attractive, confident, and charismatic version of yourself, then scroll down and click on the subscribe button. With that being said, I will see you in the next one.